Good afternoon, welcome to CBUS Stadium for the Australian Police Rugby League Championships, brought to you by the NRL. It's fantastic to have your company wherever you're tuned in from. We've got 6 fantastic games coming to you live across the weekend. Joining me for all the action in the first game, Jim Jumbo Doyle. Good afternoon, Jim. How are you today?
Good afternoon to you, Mike. What a day for rugby league. Blue sky. We've had rain all week, but the gods are with us today, and we are going to be in for an absolute spectacle.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute treat over the next 3 days. Rugby league feast for the eyes. I'm certainly expecting some wet weather today, but here we are, sun shining. And to take us for a little run through the conditions at ground level on the sidelines this afternoon, Tony Silky Chandler. Good afternoon, Tony.
Good afternoon, Mike, and good afternoon, Jumbo, and welcome to all our listeners and viewers to the 2025 Australian Police Rugby League Championships. And like you touched on, boys, like during the week we had lots of rain. It was drizzly. Conditions were looking a lot like it was going to be in New Zealand in the Australian Championships coming up, but it's dried up a treat here. Ground level, we've got a dry deck, grass is green, and as we call now, the affiliated states teams is taking the field, and I can't wait for this day, this game. It's going to be brilliant. And back to you, boys.
Yeah, absolutely pumped for this one. On a personal level as well, this is my first time calling the Police Rugby League Championships. And I've got to say, not that I expected anyone to be doing anything in halves, but just the professionalism, the high standard, which I guess you should expect from any competent policeman or policewoman. It's just been blowing me away, quite frankly, and I'm really looking forward to these games. And I tell you what, some of these lads taking the field this afternoon, they're certainly not little. I had a quick chat to some of the teams in the sheds beforehand, Jumbo, and boy, I was like a boy amongst men, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Mike, size is not an issue for either of these teams. They pick squads to come here, and they mean business. They mean business, and a few debutants across both sides, but we're going to be in for my prediction, a cracking first 20 minutes that, I think is really going to set the tone for the next 3 days.
Referee Matt McCulloch blows time on. Let's get excited. Rugby league action underway at CBUS Super Stadium. First hit up by the affiliates team. That's the affiliates, states and territories police rugby league side. They're running left to right on your screen in jerseys very similar to that of the Melbourne Storm. They do have an affiliation, I believe, with the Storm Club. And carrying the Storm logo here this afternoon as they make their way up towards their own 30-metre line. That ground looks in good nick. Nice, flat, fast surface as we see an early penalty held down in the play the ball. Mulu unable to get to his feet.
It's the battle of the Nicks today in the coaching box for the affiliated in Queensland. We've got Nick Hyde, newly named Australian coach. He's got the reins of the affiliated state side here today, and Nick Patterson, who's been a long-term Queensland coach. Battle of the Nicks today, Mike.
As Mulu gets another chance with the ball. The AST side now up to the Queensland Police side's 40-metre line. Just going through the motions at the moment. So he's shifted out to the left, flirting with the far touchline, managing to stay just in the field of play on the Queensland 30-metre line. Here's Junior Saina playing it. Gets a good quick play the ball as well. Off to Jones. Jones feeding it through the back line to Aberdeen. Flick pass out the back to Turland. Stays in, still going Turland. Close to the line, last tackle. AST within 3 metres of the Queensland line. Through the back line, defence rushing up on Samisi. Samisi for the line. He's over, but has he got it down? The crowd seems to like it.
Mike, he is celebrating like that is a try.
Referee, he's called held up.
Well, maybe not. Maybe he did not celebrate that hard enough. Had me convinced.
He had a good look at that one, and I guess the touchy mate might have got the final say in that one. Did you get a good look at it from down there, Silky?
I I can say down here at ground level, those two attempts that the affiliated states just made on the line, well defended by Nick Scanlon. Two heavy, strong contacts, and mate, definitely held up from down here. Not that I'm a Queensland supporter.
Speaking of strong defence, Gabriel Price over the top, and there's a big bustling run. 4 men in defence. Price backing up for another tackle as it's played by Smith. So Queensland Police side wasting no time, advancing into the AST half of the field. Looks like Troy O'Sullivan, the dummy half. Look at this bit of space on the far right-hand side. Now Isaac Lenham. Lenham passes it out to his winger in Josh Moncton, and he'll bring it round under the posts. And just like that, in their first set, turning defence into attack, Queensland Police go all the way to score the first 4-pointer of the day.
Yeah, Mike, that was there was nothing complicated about that set. Some big bodies through the middle there, and Queensland just shifting it right along the edge there, and found the winger in Moncton for what's a great team try. And they had an early scare there. The affiliated came out with some completions there, but Queensland turned it around. We were 100 metres down the other end now, and we got a kick from in front.
Yeah, I think it might have been that run on the previous play from I think it was big Justin Smith that drew the attention of 4 defenders, really bunched the AST defensive line up towards the centre of the field there as they tried to fill in the holes while those aforementioned defenders found their way back into the line. That left a gaping hole in that left side AST defence, and as you said, pretty simple stuff there, just getting it through the hands. Lenham to Moncton, who took it round under the posts to give his captain, Jake Carl, a nice easy attempt from right in front of the sticks to add the extras. Yeah,
I think Lenham there, I don't think he'd want many people looking back on that pass. When we saw the replay there, it may have a bit Tom Brady-like. But anyway, touch judge, he didn't have trouble with it. And 4 points later, now into 6, Queensland, early lead.
We'll see what Silky thought of that pass as we see Carl make no mistake adding the extras. Silky, were you in line with that one?
Mate, not in line with it, but going off the crowd's response, yeah, it was definitely a line ball at best, I'd suggest. But like Jumbo said, 6 points on the board. Now it's up to the affiliated states to start muscling up and put some more pressure on the Queensland boys.
Silky, how are you travelling down the sideline? I mean, 5 minutes into the game, most of the players are blowing pretty hard. You've been in camp for a few days to get ready. How are you going? Are you blowing hard or you?
Mate, I've been blowing harder than Cyclone Alfred did when it hit the Queensland coast. No, mate, but the boys down here, they're actually looking, both sides, looking really fit, looking fast and dangerous. So, mate, like we touched on before, it's going to be a cracking game of footy.
Yeah, mate, we'll come back to you a bit later. We've got some hors d'oeuvres coming and some drinks soon. So we'll cross down here when they arrive just to give us a chance to get into them while you're just down there in the 25-degree heat with no water.
Thanks for that, mate. That'd be great.
Yeah, just get them to turn the aircon down just a touch. It's just a tad chilly in here at the moment. As we see the Queensland side continuing, finding another hole in that left side AST defence. Dylan Simpson this time gets it away for Terry Phillips. Ragdolled to the ground. The bearded number 13, he'll stop. Oh, the ball's come loose. I don't know if he threw that after he was held. Well, it's going to be stripped, says referee McCulloch. So they will get a penalty inside the AST 20, wasting no time, sending Will Scanlon on a run. Scanlon just brought down inside the 10. Can they go back-to-back in quick succession? 35-minute halves in this contest. Andrew Dunkley, one of the co-captains. I think he's gone over.
Too
yes.
easy.
No worries at all. Well, there they go, crashing through right next to the post. The co-captain, Andrew Dunkley, the big number 8, grabs another 4-pointer for the Queensland Police side.
Yeah, the big fella from Mackay, Northern Beaches. He's a shift sergeant up there and a leader, and he's shown the way for his team here today with a tough carry there. Just found the middle of a few affiliated defenders there, and he's got himself a meat pie. He's been around police football a long time, Andrew Dunkley. He's a seasoned veteran, and as a fellow front rower, Mike, it's good to see us getting on the board early, stats-wise. We probably deserve more tries than we get in rugby league, but anyway, the good guys have got one, and one to the wingers, the boys that hang around with the rugby league players.
Silky, what was your favoured position in your days on the field, mate?
Oh, Mike, I was just happy to take the field, to be honest with you. But usually, mate, would run on at centre and sometimes fullback. Never up to the standard of these boys. They're way too dedicated. They show way too much pride in the jersey. Like, it's good to see. But I think just off the back of those two tries there, I think we can trace that back to Will Scanlon's defence, stopping two genuine try-saving tackles, and they were hard hits. You could feel them from down here at ground level, Mike. So I think those two tries probably are accredited, at least one, to Scanlon's defence. And Jumbo, I think some might argue you've had enough meat pies.
Yeah, I have. Just be blatantly honest, I have had enough meat pies in my day, but I'm not about to stop either.
Send some down here.
Yeah, some of the flavours these days, unbelievable. Hey, keep an eye on the benches, Silk. It'd be interesting to see what the rotations are going to be like here.
Yeah, unlimited interchanges for this match, for all the matches this weekend, which probably come in handy. I'm tipped that there's a $1 chance that hamstring will blow out somewhere during this weekend. Gamble responsibly. As we see Queensland going on the attack once more, advancing up to the halfway line, just short of it, with the try scorer, Dunkley.
Queensland made a tactical move here, Mike, that you might be aware of. But so you got Troy Sullivan there starting at hooker, but we have a very handy number 9 in Justin Smith, who's down on the bench there. I was surprised actually to see him start on the bench, but Coach Nick Patterson, not his first rodeo, and I'm sure we'll see Smith sometime soon.
So AST fullback Zabidi Aberdeen marks that kick from his opposite number, Jake Carl, although they're struggling to get out of their 10 already on the second here. The Storm, played by Zado. Going to try and advance it centre field. The defence dragging the ball runner, Turland, back towards his 10. Here's some good meters now made by John Fangoia. Goes over the Storm 20. Oh, there's a shot! Bang! I bet you felt that one, Silky.
Fence there from the big fella. That's really good up and in and showing a bit of pride in the jersey.
Yeah,
and then the run from, is that Thomas O'Connor in the 15th?
Making his impact felt immediately.
Just got injected into that defender.
He's risen Mick O'Keefe's hit there to a new level. That was some good defence by Mick, but yeah, overshadowed there by the big fella.
Let's not forget, this is, for anyone watching, you might be watching this Australian Police Rugby League Championships for the first time. We'll give a quick thanks to the sponsors, NRL, ASICS, Kia, Crimsafe and TNM Management. And these guys play for keeps. Like, they're not out there having a laugh with each other. There's plenty on the line and pride at stake and positions in the Australian team. So don't think they're going to go easy on each other.
No, Mike, I've played in games with where we've been beaten by the affiliated states. We've underestimated what we were going to get. And, they're an outfit that are always on the improve. They come from near and far. Just the fullback there, Zabidi, heads up. It took him 4 days to get here from the Cocos Islands.
Wow.
Took 6 boats, jumped on the mail plane and, landed into camp after 4 days of travel. So massive effort by the fullback there.
Absolutely. See, there's commitment right there. And I reckon a few of the guys from Canberra would be happy to travel 4 weeks to get up to the sunny Gold Coast for the trip away in the middle of winter, avoiding those cool Canberra frosts of a morning. Look at as I say that, the sun comes out. I still can't believe how warm it is. We did have rain forecast today. Still might show up later as we go to the kick from the AST team on the last. The boot of Tony Jones, sending it across field, so the kick chase was up quick on that left-hand side. So Queensland.
You got any idea where the Cocos Islands is, Mike?
I do not, actually. That's a bit of a tester for my geography knowledge or lack of. If my son was here, I have a feeling he'd be able to tell you. But
it's not where I thought it was. Just a little bit of a Google check there. It's somewhere up in northwestern Australia. If you were rowing a boat from Sri Lanka towards Australia, you might come across the Cocos Islands. So, yeah, I can see why Zabidi took 4 days to get here. It's no surprise.
There you go. Shout out to everyone in the Cocos Islands. And there we go, as the man himself puts on a hit, but the offload goes away, and Carl gets a pass away to his wing. And they've done it through the hands. Lovely stuff from the Queensland Police side, and they go over the line. Troy, is that number 22
yeah, and I think
or
Mick
23?
O'Keefe, he started there in the back row for Queensland. I'm pretty sure. He put on that hit earlier. Mick there, he's comes from close to New South Wales, but not all the way there. He played his junior footy for the Stanthorpe Gremlins, and then was a Warwick Cowboys senior. So he's played plenty of footy, and the word around the street is when he was 17 or 18, he was a pretty good player, and we've called the wrong bloke. No, it is Mick, yeah.
Yeah,
good.
it's Mick
He is the
O'Keefe.
23, yeah. Yep. He's got a good head on him, Mick. He could be a commentator.
Well, yeah, look, his hairline matches mine. Please don't come after me for that, Mick. We're good-looking Roosters. Don't worry about that. So Jake Carl with another attempt at goal. They're making it easier for him as the kicks go. 16-0 the lead. If you're listening in, 22 minutes left in the half. 35-minute halves here this afternoon. Girls match to follow. They'll be playing out 30-minute stanzas.
It's I sort of feel sorry for the affiliated boys here. They came into camp, but it's so tough. They're from everywhere. Like you're covering the Territory, Western Australia, all the AFP, Post Victoria, the Cocos Islands. It's hard to build a lot of cohesion in 3 or 4 days when you got this Queensland squad that have been together for a fairly long period of time, and they get to play a bit of club footy together in the police comp. So, you know, it's geez, I hope they can keep their line speed up and stay in this game because they deserve it. Like, they've given up a lot to be here, and I hope they can push Queensland a little bit further into this half. Yes, Silky, we can hear you, mate. Yep.
Queensland has made their first change. They've brought Big Will Scanlon off for a break and thrown KP Smith into replacement. Here he is taking the hit up, I think, KP.
Yeah, the big Dolby product.
Straight into the shoulder of Thomas O'Connor, who's using that thing like a weapon already this afternoon. He's putting on hits both in attack and defence. Thomas O'Connor, the 15 for the AST. Queensland short side. O'Sullivan goes for a scurry, stopped in his tracks.
Always scheming, O'Sullivan. Terry Phillips there in the 13, Mike, used to be the New Zealand Police Rugby League captain for a long period of time and changed forces and moved to the Sunshine State. And now, yeah, loves his time in a Queensland jersey.
As the kick is fumbled on the near touchline by Harry Graham. We'll give a quick shout out to Harry Graham's parents. I'm pretty sure they're tuned in to the coverage this afternoon. Young Harry on the near wing making his debut for the Queensland Police side. Unable to reel that one in. Might have been on his way for a 4-pointer, but plenty more opportunities to come with the way the Queensland side are producing them in attack. They're on fire at the moment.
Some strong defence in the middle of there. Semi Pearce is a lump of a lad, and Dunkley just getting through work. I'd say he'd be looking for a spell soon, but yeah, he only knows one way, and that's forward Dunkley.
So AST probably noticing a bit of difference in the play the ball speed at the moment. Oh, there's another big shot. It was Mick O'Keefe, the try scorer.
The jukebox. The hits keep coming with O'Keefe.
Oh. My word. I'm getting sore shoulders just watching this, sore ribs just viewing this action as AST go to the boot on the last. Potential 40-20 chance, but Harry Graham's down there to take it. Little Goosey on his way back to run around Tony Jones. Oh, then runs into the shoulder of Ryan Griffin. Oh, there's another one. They can't keep this up all day, surely.
No, like we said, there's going to be some feeling. You know, school board pressure might be there, but these affiliated boys, they didn't come here for a haircut, Mike.
Here they go down the right flank once more. Is that Mick O'Keefe again? Flows. Oh, the floater went over everybody and straight into the arms of Gabriel Price for the AST, who goes on the counter-attack now. Brought down on their 40-metre line, but it's a penalty for the high shot as well. So that'll probably help give them a little dink out of their own half. And the AST might find themselves going on the attack in their best bit of field position for quite some time.
Yeah, they'll appreciate that penalty there. Affiliated boys, get some football down in this other half, put some pressure on, and these Queenslanders making some tackles.
Oh, boys, as well, you can hear the hits down here at sideline level. It's harder to get through than Crimsafe.
Yeah, crashing into them like a good, strong Kia vehicle, that's for sure. So AST now, 25 out from the Queensland line. They'll want to be next to score. They go left side now through the hands. Here's a little bit of space. Andrew Chard brought down 15 out. That bootlace defence. Terry Phillips doing the job from dummy half. Little grubber kick from Griffin. He saw something on. Can't follow it up. But they make the tackle regardless. It was Troy O'Sullivan cleaning up at the back there, ready for that kick, seemingly. Here's a good run. Alex Williams backing into the defence. Looking for the quick play of the ball. They try to slow it down. He's going to be told to go back on the mark. That's as good as slowing it down. Again, that play the ball speed, probably the noticeable difference at the moment, Jumbo.
Yeah, you got to just look at that. That Alex Williams, he's a unit. He's got some quads on him. There's no surprise he ran 20 metres there. His legs are built like tree trunks.
Centre field, another strong hit there, this time on Dunkley. Up and under.
Yeah, that's a solid hit. That's by the 6 there. Craig's a messy. I think part-time police officer, part-time semi-trailer when you look at the size of him.
Gabriel Price. I think he's going to potentially earn himself a break after that tackle too. Price will go down to Silky. Silky, Price coming off. Who's replacing him? Oh, no, hang on, he's been sent back on.
Yeah, no, he's just been pointed back on, but coming back on for the affiliated states in the number 12 jersey, we've got Jeff Milford. He's going back into the middle to get some hard work done as well, but if he's got a standard to keep up to with that last shot, because it was an absolute cracker.
Space here, boys, on the right edge.
Right hand side, straight through. Isaac Lenham
too good.
Goes to the line. That green headgear of his flashing through the AST line. And the stoppage of play, well, gave him that opportunity and straight through to put another 4-pointer on the board. Queensland 22, AST 0.
Yeah, well, I mean, commentators, we appreciate coloured headgear. And the green one here today, we're not going to forget that. But Lenman just runs between the two there and, just palms away with a big don't argue. And he's in for a try. Won't forget that one. He's travelled a lot further than Dunkley did, but that's a good try from Queensland. They sort of come off the pace a bit there, Mike, but looks like the game plan's back on track.
So the AST side huddled in the in-goal area. I'm not sure what the talk will be like at the moment. Silky, there's not a massive crowd here as what we're used to. Most of the crowd on the near side off view of the camera, so you'll be able to hear a fair bit across there. What's the talk like amongst the AST camp at the moment?
Mate, I can tell you that when the odd line ball gets thrown and sneaks through, there's a lot of groans, and the couple of hits that have been put on too have definitely drawn attention, Mike, from the crowd. But Big Dunkley's just come off for a breather. Just check with him; he's just been winded, so there's no rib damage there.
I know why he's winded. The affiliated boys are about leading these hits 5-1.
I think they are, to be honest.
Other than Mick O'Keefe, Queensland need to get these shoulders warmed up. But the affiliated boys, they are well and truly ahead in the big hits department.
So as we wait for the AST side to bring it back for the kickoff, big thanks to the NRL in charge of the Australian Police Rugby League Championships over the next 3 days here on the Gold Coast. And also a big shout out to ASICS, the uniform suppliers, Kia, CrimSafe and TNM Management. We really appreciate your support over the 3 days as Riley Kajewski in the 18 now for Queensland. Short side scurry now.
Yeah, that's Smith out there. Player to watch. Seen some footage of him at the Police Carnival up in Cairns earlier in the year, Mike, and played for the Brisbane Bulldogs. And, he caused some nightmares for some tired defenders that might have stayed out a little bit later during that carnival than they probably should have. I don't know if that's going to be a problem today, but, I think some big things to come from the hooker.
And you were just told they were out late. You don't know you weren't out there yourself.
No, mate, no, not the type to hang out beyond my bedtime. Wouldn't know what they were up to or what they'd get up to or what they had on their kebabs on the way home.
And just like you would have spilled that kebab, the AST side have spilled the ball here. It was Aberdeen went for that run, bringing it back from his own in goal, and then tried to throw the pass to his winger, and it missed the mark. So cheap turnover here, and excellent field position for the Queensland Police side, who will be looking to heap on a bit more of the pain as we go towards the final 12 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, pressure builds here. Queensland's gone to the bench. They've got Angus Dixon out there. See Riley Kajewski. Yeah, look, some of these players probably unlucky to not have starting jerseys, to be honest, Mike. So when Coach Nick Patterson draws to the bench here for Queensland, it's I don't think there'll be any decrease in intensity.
Could have a run on jersey for sure.
Stay up left side out of the scrum. The run around play, Jake Carl. Jake Carl steps back inside and will set himself up a nice easy kick just to the left of the uprights. Nice little scrum base move there from the Queensland side. I bet they were practicing that all day in camp at Tugan. And they add another 4 points to the board, 28-0.
Yeah, Jake Carl, I don't know what his real estate portfolio is like, but I reckon he'd be an expert on property in the in-goal because he spends a lot of time there. Geez, he's scored some tries over the years. Yeah, he's a good footballer. Australian rep, Queensland rep. He's even made I think he plays in the Queensland Australian AFL side. He's just, yeah, a genuine talent and a good worker. And, yeah, I don't know whether Jakey chose the police over maybe professional sport, but there was probably a spot out for him there in whether it be AFL, league, soccer, who knows.
I can tell you, Jakey has played for the Crocs, the Queensland Crocs AFL team, and he is just as damaging on the AFL field as he is on the rugby league field. An absolute natural athlete, and it's good to see him in full flight. And I think we'll start to see Queensland spine really start to work harder here and really start to rip and tear into the affiliated states.
Silky, I'd be pretty disappointed if he didn't shout us a schooner tonight after that 80-second wrap for Jake. He loves a pat on the back, and yeah, I'd be surprised if...
Mate, I've time-stamped it. We're at 10:43 on the clock, so we'll rewind and play it for him and get that squeeze later on.
Very good. If you just keep an eye on whoever else out there you think might have big pockets, and maybe like a rap and shout us a beer, or I don't know if there's anyone on the live stream. If anyone knows anyone that's come into some money lately, they might be up to buying us dinner even if we focus in on them, Silk.
I don't know. I gave Scano a bit of a pump before. I might hit him up for something as well.
Yeah, very good. Mike, we'll get you in on this. Don't worry about that.
that sounds good because you guys are getting paid the big bucks. I'm just here on volunteer basis, you know. So I just work for food. Yeah. The love of the game. So we see a strong hit up.
Scano just confirming he heard his name.
I thought he was going to come over to you there for a little sideline interview, but he's been ushered away, has he?
Yeah, he's just about to be re-injected into the game and start eating some metres up the middle.
As we see, is that an error from Queensland?
KP Smith there, just a little bobble in the play the ball. He'd be disappointed with that. He values his contribution, and yeah, he'll be upset about turning that over. But there's plenty of football to go, and I'm sure he'll bounce back.
So AST scrum feed. They'll take it. They'll opt to take it 20 in from the near side. You do get the choice of where you pack your scrum down. Actually, another thing worth mentioning, no set restarts in the Australian Police Rugby League Championships. Penalties only. As they win the scrum, send it out left side. Samisi can't get past Dixon.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Queenslanders down there. That, like I said, he built like a semi-trailer. First three blokes bounced off. I don't know who held on there, but yeah, he's a lump of a unit.
See who's down there, but I think there's a head clash with KP and the other Queenslander there. And KP's coming from the field as we speak.
Yeah, head clashes have been around forever, but you're up 30-0 and you've got a game to play against New South Wales tomorrow, the Queenslanders. They won't like the look of this.
It just goes to show how much pride and passion that are played in these games. If anyone at home's thinking that the boys just turn out for a bit of a jog around, look, they're putting their heart and soul on the line for their state and really putting on a spectacle for everyone here watching and everyone watching live stream as well. So not for a second think that these boys are taking it easy.
No, you're right, Silk. Yeah, Mike, well, we got a sec. Like we give the coaches a rap, the players and so on, but as you know, these types of events don't come together without support staff and trainers and managers and assistant coaches. And, yeah, I mean, it takes a big toll to be away from your family and your life at home and work. And it's good that people can prioritise rugby league and get the right fit in their life to make carnivals like this happen and put together a production like Dan Hess has done here today, the Australian Police Rugby League, this is unbelievable to be playing this championship at a stadium like this, and us have cameras and replays and commentators. Like, things have really changed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, big shout out to Danny Hess. Got the call from him a couple of weeks ago asking if I wanted to join in, and absolutely jumped at the opportunity. And then it was once I started having a bit of a deep dive into, not just this year's tournament, but the history of it. And then you really see what it means to all the players, the men and the women, and the families as well, because that's the one good thing about rugby league. Doesn't matter whether you're winning or losing, it's that family environment, as we see the player getting to his feet now.
I think it's
Matt Moncton,
Matt
boys. Yeah, Matt Moncton and KP with the head clash. Both giving the thumbs up. I think Matt might have a bit of a sore nose, and KP's got a bit of a scratch above his eye, but I think the boys will be okay, which is brilliant to see.
Coming off under his own steam, that's what we like to see. So not no stretches or any of that business required. In the best hands with the trainers there. So he'll come off. And
bit of shape set to the right here for AST.
This might
See
be
what they can put together.
Might be a set move they've been practicing through the week. Oh, they go to the left. Samisi. Met by O'Keefe, and they drive him back as well. 35 out from the line. What can they produce? AST. Almost. It's Falcon.
We have a Falcon.
The answer. Straight into the noggin there of Gabriel Price.
I'm sure they trained for that.
No, and a fair bit of bounce off it too. He must have a solid head.
Well, they might have. If there's one way you make the highlights reel, that's with a Falcon. That gets you in there every time. So he's got his claim to fame for the matches to come. As we see now, Queensland advance to the halfway line. I think it's Cordwell that time playing it short side. Defence numbers up.
Ground level here, boys. The intensity's just lifted a notch.
Yeah, even from up here in the box, I can start to hear more talk as Dixon steams towards the defensive line. Can't beat Griffin.
Your debutant there, Angus Dixon in the 22. Good way to get the nerves out, carry up the guts.
Nigel Marr fields the kick from Carl and goes for a run as well. Nigel Marr into open space. Does he have the pace? The answer's no, but good metres there for the AST side. Takes it up 5 short of halfway. Gets a quick play the ball as well. Milford gives it off to Zado. They go into the Queensland territory.
Cover defence by Dylan Simpson there for Queensland. Very strong effort that was. We're 30 minutes into this half, and it's good to see that your number 7 still got the energy to make those tackles.
And then making a few metres on the second and third tackle off the back of those quick play the ball. So they must have noticed that's going to be the key there. That speed of the play the ball will help you every day of the week. Mulu, he takes it 15 out from the Queensland line on the last tackle. They go out to the left. Have they got a try in them here, the AST side? The kick from Samisi marked back there. Was it in the field of play, said the referee, and then before gets dragged
dropout.
Goal line dropout from Queensland.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with the referee there. I think it was a bit of a line ball. I think he has taken that back in, and it's good to see the Philly boys build some pressure here. They deserve it. They've been whacking like they came for a game of footy. So yeah, let's see a bit of repeat possession here. Might bring them back into this game and hopefully get themselves on the scoreboard.
Yeah, as I said, the big key there was just that speed throughout the entire set. So if they can keep up that intensity through this one, deep in Queensland territory, might be able to walk away with their first 4-pointer. Nice to see as Milford takes the first carry. This time it's Harrison staying on that short side. Gets monstered in defence. Queensland doing well to slow that one down. Tackle from Smith. Oh, that's a high shot.
Penalty shouldn't be far away.
I thought it was a high shot.
Yeah,
the crowd certainly did.
They are slow on the ruck around here.
Definitely drew some attention from the crowd, that one.
Fa'avi told to play it. Price, and he's lost it. Price comes spilling out the back. Jake Carl scoops it up. Runs straight into Greg Samisi. As the referee's whistle blows, Carl told to go back. play it on the spot. We continue on eventually. I'm not sure they all stopped.
Anyone know what was going on there? But
O'Sullivan.
Lenham there in the headgear again. Commentators' delight.
Yeah, for any players watching, please make sure you wear different coloured boots to your teammates. Makes it nice and easy for us. I've always said, actually, if you want to get noticed in a game, if you're trying to press selectors, wear something a bit different. Tie a pink bow to the back of your headgear, mate. They'll know who you are. Well, if you play bad, that's up to you. But if you play good, they're more likely to notice you with that pink bow tie on the back of your headgear, let me tell you.
Dixon there sneaking some metres through the middle. The debutant, he's really injected himself into the game off the bench, which is good to see. And Queensland just starting to get the offloads on.
Yeah, Cutler inside ball to Caducci. It ends up with Smith. Smith inside the AST 40. Slow play the ball this time. It's AST player Fa'ave slow to his feet. Here they go, finding a bit of space. Dummy. Dummy again. Cutler gives it off. They're going for the corner. Oh, gets it down, Tom Caldwell. He's done well. He was pulled up just short. Arm hadn't touched the ground. Threw the big mid out with the Steeden in hand and grounds it into the CBUS turf to add another 4 points to the total. Queensland 34, AST 0 with we got 80 seconds left in the half, Jumbo.
Yeah, well, Cutler there. He just takes the ball down that left edge. Obviously, his side uses that right foot step and just keeps going. He was sort of out of legs there, and he's very happy to find his winger out there in support, Tommy Caldwell, and he's in for a good try. Queensland back on the front foot, but yeah, some individual brilliance there by the number 6. Yeah, his legs look like they were running out of energy, but you know, like good Queensland teams, there's another Queenslander there ready in support to get the job finished.
And credit too, that final pass wasn't an easy one either. They had to weave a little passage through both attackers and defenders and hit the mark beautifully. I think if that pass was another 30 centimetres behind or in front, I don't think Caldwell gets there.
Yeah, no, on the stroke of half time, that recaps what's been a positive half of football for Queensland. They've had an early scare, but they picked themselves back up and they've dominated this 35 minutes of football and will take a very handy lead into half-time. And I think Coach Nick Patterson will be happy with his boys, and there'll be some positive reinforcement going on in those sheds at half-time.
Speaking of positive, how about the kick from Jake Carl? Finally got a harder one and he just laughed it off, slots it over the black dot from the sideline, and it went about 10 metres past the post too. That's a fair kick to round out the first half action here at CBUS Super Stadium. You're tuned in to the Australian Police Rugby League Championships. We've got plenty more coming up after the halftime break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to CBUS Super Stadium. The Australian Police Rugby League Championships continuing. Second half between the Queensland Police side and the AST Storm, who are kicking off. Off the boot there of Nigel Marr, getting us back underway. Well, it's been a pretty one-sided affair. 36 points to nil, the ledger. And I'm joined in the commentary box by Jumbo Doyle. And Jumbo, how'd you see that first half action?
Mike, it started in favour of the affiliated. They pressed the Queensland line, but then the Queenslanders just put the foot down and, 36 unanswered points. A very good half of football. I ducked my head into the Queensland shed at half-time there. Coach Patterson, he's a perfectionist. I've been coached by him before, and he has very high standards, but he wanted a little bit more from the boys this half. A little bit better execution, and they haven't started the way he wanted, and he's not going to like that. But it was a good half of football, and it does appear that Queenslander Matty Moncton came off with a head injury there before. It might be the end of his afternoon. He'll have a rest. But the other side of that collision, KP Paul, he will be back.
And on the sidelines this afternoon, doing all the groundwork for us, Tony Silky Chandler. And Tony, did you get a chat with any of the players or the staff during the halftime break, mate?
Yeah, I did. I ducked in and saw the affiliated states. And look, they're obviously not overly thrilled with the start of the game. 36 zip isn't the start you want, but there were comments about their intensity in defence especially, and I think that was absolutely reflected through some absolute whacking hits. There was some really good contact there, but a little update, like Jumbo, he stole my thunder. Matt Moncton will be out. He's got a concussion.
Sorry,
and suspected. No, it's all right. Concussion, suspected broken cheekbone or fractured cheekbone. But yeah, KP, probably some improvements to his face, a little cut above his left eye.
As we see an error from the AST Storm, so that was off the back of the previous set where Queensland came up with an error, pretty similar spot in the Storm half. So Queensland will end up with a scrum feed, about 35 out from their own line. Yeah, that's unfortunate news about Moncton.
Both these squads, Mike, they bring in a squad of players, for this reason. They expect to lose 1 or 2 a game. Queensland have a sort of an odd draw this year with affiliated first and your origin tomorrow against New South Wales second. So you run the risk of losing some players, but there's I think a squad of 22 for the Queenslanders, so there'll be someone there to draw on to fill that gap for tomorrow. And affiliated, well, they get the day off, which I don't know whether that can sometimes be good and bad. Sometimes bad in the respect of you've got that time there for the soreness to find its way into the body.
Yeah, as we see the ball come loose, play on here for Queensland. Justin Smith was almost away, but gets a quick play the ball for Simpson. Simpson to the boot, looking for his man on the right, Cordwell. Cordwell already with a try to his name. Almost comes up with another. Still tackles up their sleeve. He'll play it for Lenham. Try scorer in his own right in the first half. Shifts it out to the right. Justin Smith shows it. Inside ball for Phillips. Phillips wrapped up. Ball and all. Ryan Griffin in there again. He had a big defensive first half for the Storm. Last tackle to the boot of Simpson. Crossfield looking for the winger. Oh, gets him right on the chest, Harry Graham. And he'll improve the position just that fraction more to put the first try of the second half on the board for the Queensland side. And they hit the big 4-0. Unfortunately, AST still yet to score.
Oh, what a catch there by Graham. He dropped one earlier, and he would have been filthy about that. But yeah, that's a nice piece of play. Good bit of vision there. It's a great ball from the hooker. And yeah, Harry Graham improves the position and scores. On debut, Southern Boars player, played in the final of the Queensland Police Championships a couple of weeks ago back up in Cairns, and he had an absolute blinder that day, and that's what's got himself a Queensland jersey. And this will be one of many, I reckon, for Harry. He's a rugby union product, Mike, who's come across to league, and he's still finding his way. He's been having a run up in Noosa under Coach Patterson for, I think it's the Noosa, with the Pirates or something up there, or the rugby league side in Noosa, and it's helping his game, and it's great to see him get a 4-pointer and improve the position for Jake Carl. He sort of doesn't seem to really need improvement of position. He can kick him from anywhere.
Silky had a good view of that one at eye level on the far side there. It hit Graham right on the chest, and his parents, as we mentioned, tuning in to watch his debut today. They'll be proud of their boy with that one.
Mate, there will be no one happier than his mum and dad after that effort. The kick was absolutely pinpoint and gave Harry the run onto it. He had the advantage with the take, with being under a bit of pace, and mate just cruised around and put the ball down to improve Carl's angle. But like he said, no one's going to be happier than his parents.
They'll be absolutely flabbergasted, Silky.
Absolutely flabbergasted.
We found out through the week that Graham was a surf life-saving pin-up boy back in his teens. Did a few ads and had a bit of airtime as a fresh off the boat English child from the Midlands.
His dad. Is it?
No, actually Harry himself. He was the pin-up boy,
okay.
at 14, did a few TV ads, and we found that footage and got stuck into it through the week.
He's the most famous surf lifesaver we know, Mike.
Yeah.
There you go. Harry Graham, a man of many talents, and one who's a talent with this boot this afternoon. Jake Carl, that's 6 from 6 for Jake, having an 7. Have my math departed me? 6 7s to 42. My goodness. Yeah,
little update on the sideline here, boys, with that run that Tommy Caldwell made close to the line. He looks to have picked up a little bit of a knee injury, just limping off at the moment.
I thought he was a little bit slow to play that ball, but look, did it for his team, got to his feet and played it, and it resulted in that try on the far side. So hopefully we see more of Tom, and it's not a little tournament-ending injury. We hope he's okay, but Silky, you can keep us updated on that one as Queensland bring the ball back out of their own 20 once more. Inside pass there from Cutler.
They're going to need some real leadership here affiliated in this back half of the game. It's, done a lot of defence, but just need to hang in there. So there's 5 or 6 Australian representatives on the field at the moment. So they're used to playing high-quality football, but they're going to have to find something in themselves here to stay in this one.
Boomerang of a kick there from Carl, bounced backwards over the head of... Was it Moncton in the 5 there on the wing? Lenham,
Joshy Moncton.
Yeah, and Lenham chasing in there as well in that green headgear or yellow. And bounce beat everyone on that occasion. So AST now with a chance. Yeah, Jumbo, as you mentioned, it's important can't drop your head. Got to stay in it. There's still selection on the line. And still a game to come tomorrow. And as we mentioned in the first half, they're a team made up of, Tasmanian Police, South Australia, Western Australia, Northern Territory, Vic Police, AFP, and Cocos Islands. Shout out to those guys. And it's hard to get those, combinations right early. But if, they can take a few lessons away from this game in preparation for their next, well, they might be well placed to, get a few points on the board. Still plenty of time in this one, though. 27 minutes on that second half clock as we see the kick deep into the corner. No one's going to play at it. It'll trickle into touch. And we'll have a turnover on the 10-metre line deep in Queensland territory.
Yeah, like the affiliated states, we keep going on that they, it's tough for them to come together, but they've come together and rolled Queensland before, and I've witnessed them beat New South Wales down in Melbourne before. So, they're not they're not certainly not easy beats. You need to come prepared, and you know, you know, it's not going their way today. But these boys, they're not going to give up, and you know, if the hit stats keep piling up like they did, there's going to be some sore Queenslanders in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be Cork City tonight at this rate. I reckon we saw about 6 or 7 big hits in that first half. There's competitions out there. You're lucky to see that many in as many weeks. Here they go through that right-hand side once more. Lenham almost drops it out the back, has to reel it back in. He'll get the pass away for Pearce. Pearce angles back. Good legs tackle there. Who was that? I saw Junior Saina in there.
He's lost it.
No penalty, they're going to say.
Penalty.
Penalty for Queensland and the Southern Ball, KP. He's put his makeup on and he's just been ejected back into the play.
Carl wasting no time with a kick for touch. They smell blood in the water here, Queensland. They're ready to pile on some more pain if they can. Lenham gets us restarted, goes himself, Lenham. Meets his opposite number, Zado, round the legs. Also wearing the headgear, the 2 number 4s today. They might be the only 2 with the headgears on. Carl.
I hope Queensland don't get white line fever here, Mike. Look, they need to stick to their structures, start playing some percentage football.
Here goes the big man. Dunkley over.
Well, maybe white line fever is okay when it's a front rower.
Yeah, power play from the big man. He got himself a try in the first half. He now has a double. I'd be pretty happy with that one. Pretty similar spot to where he scored in that first half. Another easy kick at goal coming up for Jake Carl. Silky, sideline. How'd you see that one?
Yeah, they just seemed to lose their way and attack there a little bit, Queensland. They had a set play. Ball goes out the back that was picked up by Carl and he just took a settler. But, yeah, I think the plan, go through the middle. I think that's working well. I think if they stick to that, and it'll free up the outside backs and the spine to get to work. But as long as they stick to the game plan like Nick Patterson would have spoken to him about at half-time, I think they'll be okay.
Silky, like we talked about gamble responsibly earlier, if you were to have an anytime 2-try scorer for a front row or a number 8, what sort of odds would you be given for that if there was if Silky Bet existed?
Mate, Silky Bet would definitely... it should definitely exist. Let's just go back to that. That's where it should happen. But, mate, Dunkley would definitely be in there. He'd be amongst the any times. Probably with Scano as well. I'll pump him again to get a schooner off him. And then you'd have to throw in one of the outside backs or Carl himself just to round out the trifecta.
Well, I think Carl's already got a meat pie.
Yeah, he's got one, but I wouldn't have had Dunkley for 2 or more. That would have been pain. That would have sent me broke.
That would have been...
That's why Silk Bet doesn't exist.
Yes, it would have. Like we said, gamble responsibly or don't gamble at all. But, yeah, sometimes a front row or any 2-try combo could really make your footy trip, Mike.
Yes, yeah, been there before. Hello to my lovely wife if she's listening. Haven't been there before, I don't bet. So AST will get us restarted off the boot of Ma. Kick chase, here's a big hit up. Charging back into the line was that KP Smith that time.
It's a back fence run, if I've seen one end. First tackle on the 35-metre line, so things are looking all Queensland here.
Yeah, it just seems to be that way. They're running with such force that it's sometimes taking up to 4 defenders to stop them, and that's compressing the AST line in defence, and they're just getting caught without numbers, sometimes on the flanks, sometimes even in the centre field, as we saw from that last try from Dunkley. Here they go through a backline movement now. Carl gives it off. Simpson outside him, trying to find a way past, still can't get him. Simpson, flick pass out the back there for Moncton, kicks it in. It's going to trickle into touch. Greg Samisi lets it go over the sideline, and AST will get the ball back.
Yeah, I think he was happy to just shadow that one into touch there.
Smart choice.
Yeah, he was under a bit of heat, but Philly had to get the ball back here and maybe show us a little bit about what they've been working on at training and try and build a bit of pressure against this Queensland side that are dominating in a big way at the moment at 48 points to 0.
I think Josh might have just picked up a little tweak there as well, boys.
Number 5, Josh Moncton, yes, comes from the field. I think Mick O'Keefe has gone on in his stead. He's on the near side wing, right side for Queensland, as AST go to their right side in attack, looking for some space there. Fungai can't find a way through. Matt Turland, centre field. So the Storm.
Yeah, just need to roll forward, like nothing fancy. Just get to a kick, start, build some pressure.
Yeah, again, don't want to harp on about it, but it just seems to be coming down to that speed of the play, the ball at the moment. There's a kick from Samisi, not a deep one, straight down the throat of Carl, who comes charging in to take it, and throws an offload as well for Dixon. Grabs another 5, taking it up to the Queensland 40-metre line. Left side, Williams, Alex Williams.
I think O'Keefe's doing his best Kurt Capewell impression here. One of the back rowers playing out of position.
Yeah, he had a good start to the game, Silky O'Keefe, and he's a proud Southeast Muddies man in the Queensland competition. Been around a while, but still manages to find himself a Queensland jersey because he is reliable, mate. Put him anywhere, he'll do a job.
And I tell you, if I was a winger, I would not want him running at me.
No, not those shots he was putting on at the start.
O'Keefe, another of the try scorers in the first half, as is this man, Carl, going across field. Samisi has his number this time, tackled 20 in from the near side, 25 out from the AST line. They continue short side. Lenham's going to go on his own, gets over, grabs another 4-pointer. He spotted the gap, double step inside, finds his way right through the defensive line. And the Queensland side extend that already huge lead with 20 minutes to go in the match.
Yeah, Isaac, he's obviously a quality footballer, and he's just shown it in that 25-metre run he's made there. But look at the support. That's what I like. Support either side. He had options outside him. He had his hooker on his inside, and he's managed to get there himself. But, yeah, the takeaway there for me is just that Queenslander support, just pushing up, doing that little bit extra. And that's what's making a difference today. And well done to Isaac on his second try, but some good work there by Justin Smith, trailing in support. He's probably unlucky not to get an offload.
And Isaac cutting through again there did not impress the affiliated states bench at all. Bit of an emphasis now on defence for them and just trying to stem these points from Queensland.
Yeah, the defensive line was left somewhat in tatters there off the previous play. The defensive spacing was a little bit all over the shop.
Just starting to cut through them a bit quicker than Barley Belly at the moment.
You've been on the receiving end of a bit of Barley Belly, Silk?
No one likes Barley Belly, Jumbo.
I've been there and had it. It wasn't good. Got it about day 3. Had to push through. And I don't remember the flight home. I just shut my eyes, leaned into the corner and woke up. The customs lady told me it was time to depart the plane.
So Jake Carl now 9 from 9 with the boot this afternoon. Can he keep a perfect sheet for the match?
Well, there's a chance of leather poison if he keeps it up.
Hey boys, it's good. We do have a listener. We had a message through from another of the Southeast Muddies. He's a legend of Police Rugby League, Ben Sorden. He's been listening to the call. I'm not sure whether Sordo's working today or he's at home tending to his cooch. But yeah, thanks for listening, Sordo. Like I said, legend of Police Rugby League. It's good to know that someone's tuned in. But why wouldn't you? You'd be proud of your colleagues the way that both sides here today are playing footy in a fair way. And I don't know if you've noticed, Mike, but there hasn't been any niggle. Like, it's been a very clean game of rugby league so far.
Yeah, even with the, it looked like for a moment there early in the first half it was going to potentially tee off, but they kept it clean, did it all within the rules, and those big hits, there was some shoulders and a half going on there, and I think it was one point the first hit came from the Queensland side, and then I think it was big Thomas O'Connor on his next run for the AST dropped a Queensland defender off the big hit up, put the bumpers up and sent the man straight into the turf. So expect to see more of that. There's a pretty rigorous tackle there on Emilio Mulu, getting back into the action as the AST now a bit more vigour in those runs. Offload for Griffin, who charges back towards the post, although he's put back outside Queensland 20. Needs a quick play the ball, keep the momentum up. Here's that man, O'Connor, beats the first. Can't beat Justin Smith around the legs. Can't run without legs. They go the right side now. Jones fires it out. A few numbers out there. Nigel Marr He gets stopped on his run, 12 out. Ball comes loose as well. And it'll be a penalty to AST. Quick tap. No, told to go
He's
back.
unlucky there. Brought him back.
Thought
That attacking raid, boys, was on the back of Thomas O'Connor's defence on KP Smith. So he's out there. He's still bringing the hits in the second half.
He's a fair unit there. If I was having a live bet here, like I said, gamble responsibly. My money would be Thomas O'Connor there. Look at the unit, number 15, somewhere between those goalposts.
As close to the line as they've been, AST. Is this where they break through? No, it's a pass to ground picked up by Mick O'Keefe. He's already got a try in the first half, but has he got the pace to beat Sean Harrison? They're going across field. Fends him off once. Can't get away the second time. Gives it off to Harry Graham. Harry Graham for the corner. Looking for his second. Oh, he'll get there. My goodness, the try that felt like it went for a year and a half. They went from one side to the other, one corner to the other. They got there eventually. The big run from Mick O'Keefe. He was on the treadmill by the end.
He was. He's hit the 30 and he ran out of gas there. And I think he threw about 6 fens there to try and get rid of that AST play. He was niggling around. But, yeah, good support there by Harry Graham, and he gets himself a double. And he had a little bit of work to do there, but we just go back to the replay here. Mick O'Connor, 20 metres into that run, he wished he was probably back at work, punching the clock. Here we go, big fend there. But Sean Harrison, gallant in his chase there, and his winger, Matty Turland, it's a good effort there on his opposing number 2, but Harry Graham gets a double. What would I take out of that, Silky, is that chase there from Affiliate, they're not giving up. They got the rest of this half, obviously, in another game in 2 days against New South Wales, and they've obviously picked some boys with some heart because they're doing what they can to try and stop this Queensland train at the moment.
Absolutely, no, that's a fantastic chase. When you're staring down the barrel of 60 points, to still put in that chase and make the tackle, finish the tackle off. Couldn't stop the offload, but which is unfortunate. But it just shows that the boys have still got some heart and they're still willing to put their bodies on the line to try and get the job done, despite the scoreboard pressure. But young Harry, double, one for mum, one for dad, and let's see if he can ice the cake with the third one.
This for 10 from 10, and it comes to an end, that run of good kicks. Unfortunately, couldn't crack the big 1-0. Not yet. Anyway,
curse.
Yeah, we've got plenty of those in me. Don't worry, guys. I'll bring this stadium to its foundations if I mention how well it's built.
Mike, I just think it should be an unwritten rule in rugby league. Like, you've got a kicker. He's had 9 attempts now. Like, really put his club back in the bag. I think he's done for the day, and we start to rattle through the front rowers. You had the big Canberra man,
Josh
Papali'i, that showed the world what a front rower can do with the boot. And I just think, we're looking at 58 points to nil. I think it should be front rowers only from here on in for goal kicking.
Maybe they should make a rule in NRL and filter it down. Whoever scores the try has to kick. Wouldn't it be interesting seeing a big front rower just bombing a few from right in front? It wouldn't be a given then, and they'd be forced to practice those things. See O'Keefe go once more.
Big Tino would be able to kick, and I don't think they'd have any trouble.
Justin Smith backs into the defence, and the AST side all caught offside that time, so a penalty blows.
Every time to give Simpson a rap here, Dylan, in the 7 for Queensland. He's been out there and just off the ball, pretty well organised. Queensland seem to have a backline sort of set the whole time, so he's got his team humming.
Just an injury update, boys, when you're ready.
Yeah, Silky, fire away. What do you got injury-wise?
So we're another Moncton down. Joshy Moncton's tweaked something in his knee. He will not be returning in this match.
Silky, what have the Queenslanders got in reserve stock there, if required, tomorrow for the Origin game?
Well, mate, we've obviously been had our commentators camp and did a little bit of mingling. Went and watched the boys train.
We ended up with a new roommate, Mike, after day 2.
We had to go and buy some milk.
We traded. We had a referee in our room.
Oh.
He was a nice guy, but we didn't come out here to hang out with the referees, to be honest, Mike. So we got rid of him.
I thought you were going to say one of the local Gold Coast Possums as KP Smith goes in under the posts, puts up one bumper, grounds it with the other, and gets a 4-pointer under the post. The lead now inflates 62 points to nil. Just under 12 minutes remaining in the game. But yeah, so you spent a night with the referee. Did he run you through?
No, we had him in there for 2 nights.
And 2 nights. Did he run you through the rule book? And
Yeah, it was odd. It was weird. But we got rid of him. And so we took on another debutant. So KP Smith, who just scored, he tried to move in, but he's been around too long, and we knew he was going to be trouble. So we denied his application, and we took on a big buck from, used to work out at St George out in Western Queensland. John Lowe, this bloke's the size of the St George River. He's a monster. Anyway, so he's now in our room. We gave him the master suite, and I went in to check on him this morning, and he's in bed still, and he dead set made the Queen look like a single. He's a monster. You'll see him tomorrow in the Origin game. They've rested him today, but he's our new roommate. He's a rookie. We're taking him under our wing, and I can tell you this much for free, he's going to have a better time in our room than he would have where he was.
Well, I was glad to see the ref go, not because I don't like refs, but because I was sick of hearing Jumbo and him just talk stories about the old days.
I won't be sitting dead hanging out with refs. And I also probably extend that to wingers.
I think they were on the balcony. The kiss cam rocked up and they both ducked. No, but to answer your question before, Jumbo, Queensland has a massive stock. Players in reserve here. I don't think these couple of injuries they've picked up in this game will affect them come State of Origin tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys both referenced the State of Origin tomorrow. That game streaming live from 1 p.m. Queensland versus New South Wales. Then on the Friday, New South Wales versus the current side on your screen, the affiliated States Police side. As we said, plenty more action to come, not to mention the women's game after this. We see an error from Queensland. 3 women's games across the 3 days also. If you're nearby, come on down to CBUS Stadium. Join the rest of the spectators here in the stands on the near side. Canteens open. Plenty of warm drinks, cold drinks, all the good stuff you expect to find at the footy. And scrum will go down 30 metres out. Can AST get on the board?
Yeah, Mike, shout out to the CBUS staff. We only met them an hour or so ago, and couldn't be any more helpful, to be honest. They've been printing team sheets for us, showing us how to get in and out of doors. We've been to areas we probably shouldn't be, and so on. They've been very generous.
I did walk out of a door and get quizzed how I got in there.
Yeah, so no, the great team here, and there's a lot of people that helped put today together for us, but it'll be an experience that all the players will never, ever forget.
Yeah, they've been very helpful. Even got them to revoke Silky's life ban on the way in, so that was really nice
No
of
one was
them.
supposed to know about that. Come on, Mike.
So they're on the attack here, Mike.
Inside the Queensland 10. Is this the time they break through for their first 4-pointer? Through the right side attack, long ball out to the fullback, Aberdeen. The defence numbers up.
They deserve a try.
Will they try the spread? They're going to go short. Fangai Huia. He's brought down on the last, and he's hurt himself. He hasn't gotten to his feet. Is it cramp?
It's pickle juice time, I think. It's here. Like, I used to think it was a bit of a joke, the old pickle juice. My days, we didn't have pickle juice. We had water and schooners.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, what brand of beer is pickle juice?
Yeah, it was what order you had them in. But, yeah, there's pickle juice everywhere. It's down. I've seen it in both sheds. It's in the camp. It's in the players' rooms. It's, yeah, I no idea how prominent it is in camp these days.
Yeah, it's certainly a preference thing. Oh, that pass to Jones goes over his head, scooped up by Justin Smith. Justin Smith's away into open pastures. Look at the chase from Aberdeen. Aberdeen closing in. What pace. He's going to have to go after the 3, Alex Williams.
In support.
Oh, what a chase. What effort. AST, they could have easily let that go so deep into the game, so far behind on the scoreboard. You love to see it.
Hey, Silky, what would happen here if I went to dummy half?
I'd probably hit you around the chin.
Nah, this is where front rowers should get into dummy half, about 3 metres out.
Lanham gets absolutely sandwiched between 2 defenders. I think Andrew Chard was one of them, and they cough it up. Oh, full credit. You've got to give it to the AST side there. That was brilliant. A try for Queensland for all money, and they never gave up on the chase, the Storm.
This is like, there's a real keep fighting, never give up spirit with these affiliated lads, and that's it to the 4. They, another 90-metre chase. The whole team are down there. They look absolutely gassed, but they're still putting it in for each other.
You hit the nail on the head there, Jumbo. It wasn't just one bloke giving chase. The whole team was giving chase, which is really good signs, I think, for the affiliated states moving forward.
You know what it is a sign of, Silky? You know, sometimes you're playing teams where, you know, the scoreboard mightn't be in your favour, but it looks like they'd be a close-knit group and be a good bunch of lads to hang around.
Yeah, mate, I think their support staff has done an amazing job bringing them from all over Australia really together to play a sport that probably isn't the most dominant sport in their state, and for them to put on a show like they are today and still turn up for each other, even when they're 64 points down, they're still turning up for each other, so it's really good to see it. It's an absolute credit to the boys.
Yeah, some solid effort there by the lads, and yeah, let's hope they can continue it because they're going to need it.
Let's give a big rap to Zabidi Aberdeen. He was down at the other end, made an 80-metre chase off the back of that calf cramp. That could have seized up again at any moment, and the pace at which he was closing in on Williams was just phenomenal.
He's sharp.
We've got a crusher tackle penalty there. Yeah, maybe it's in the pickle juice, I suppose. Just that instant resolve.
And just back on that pickle juice, I'm curious to know. I mean, I don't do any sort of strenuous physical activity these days. Moving from the couch to the fridge is the most I do. The pickle juice, is it a preference thing? Do we know? Like, is pickle juice the ultimate way to, you know, get the salts back in the system, get rid of cramp? Like, I would have thought the Gatorades or those little squinches they have or something like that. Is it just a preference thing?
Well, so you're making friends down there on the sideline. What about we get a little bit of a sample during the women's game, and Mike and I'll have a bit of a try and see if it'll lift our spirits up here, eh?
Mate, that stuff is, I've had it before, and it is not something that's in my top 10. It's not on the Christmas card list. It is atrocious. But look, for the purposes of entertainment, I'll find myself one, and we'll have one during the women's game.
As we see a penalty blow for AST on the Queensland 40. So they'll kick for touch, get themselves into good position. 64-0 we're sitting on. 4 minutes 40 left on the game clock. AST hopefully a try up their sleeve this time. Junior Saina.
We just had the weight staff back, Silky. They're just organising a couple of sliders for us. We just had to we had the last ones were some type of like Japanese panko crumb chicken, but we've gone for an Angus beef patty on this next lot.
Sorry, I can't hear. I'm just walking out of the car park.
That's the Storm. Get inside the Queensland 10. Little show and pass. Griffin, it's gone out the back of the man. I think it was Tony Jones there. It's scooped up now by Mulu. Mulu almost got away from the legs tackle of Pearce. Couldn't quite break free. Going to stay short side. Little grubber in the back there from Griffin, but it's scooped up immediately by Carl. And he's wrapped up just short of the line. So unable to get through that time, the AST. Still time, 3 minutes 30 left on the clock.
Yeah, that's I mean, Jake Carley's everywhere, but that's... You know, Queensland are going to have to be on top of their game tomorrow when they take on the Blues. It'll be a cracking Origin game. The Blues, I think they had a trial game earlier against the Australian Fireys, and yeah, they got a pretty good outfit. So these Queenslanders are going to have to be on top of their game tomorrow if they want to take this tri-series out with some back-to-back wins.
Yeah, and we talk about the advantages and disadvantages of playing first or on the second day. I guess one of those is they'll be potentially, let's hope not, but potentially going into the game without the Monktons. I hope they'll be okay for the game tomorrow, but I'm sure Silky will have some news on. Oh, here we go. Here's a space down the left-hand side. Alex Williams in and away. He'll get to the line. Ryan Griffin comes across, but it's all too late. They bag another 4-pointer, the Queensland side, and in a moment, Jake Carl will be kicking to try and take it out to the big 7-0.
Yeah, Quads Williams there. He's Quadzilla. That's a strong carry. He's got some big legs on him and just powerful. Look, it's a 60-metre charge there, Mike. He bumps the first fella. I think he might be back down on the deck, but a little in and away as well. But yeah, that's a nice try. And Queensland are in support. That's all we ask for.
Cutler was there ready to take the try should Williams have decided he didn't need it.
Doesn't look like they're going for the prop to convert this. I think Jake Carl's going to have attempt 11. The message didn't get through, Jumbo.
Well, it should be out there. Like we've seen how good Jake Carl can kick them.
We're all bored. We want someone else.
Yeah.
Just on the injury front, Nigel Mahir's just come off for the affiliated states. He's picked himself up a little knee injury as well.
Yeah, well, they'll get an extra 48 hours to rest up, the affiliated lads. But I think their bench was, they were carrying all their size in the starting pack, and hopefully they're all going to be right for their game on Friday.
And I think they lost a few coming into this jumbo in the last couple of weeks leading into the championships. A few of their support staff mentioned that they've up to 6 players that couldn't make it, so they're sort of already running on reserve gas as it was.
It makes it hard. I mean, work commitments, family commitments. It's a big wedge of time to be away. So, thank you to the boys that did do it, that have put on this effort for the affiliated fellas, and especially Zabidi Aberdeen all the way in from the Cocos Islands and the 4-day travel. I wonder if it'll be another 4 days home. I suggest it will be.
Might be 5. There'll be a stop off at the nearest ice bath, I reckon, as Carl, puts it through. I think that's 11 now from 12, if my math's correct, which it never is. And we've got, we're ticking down to about 30 seconds left on the game clock. So we will be wrapping this game up shortly, but if you tuned into our live stream, don't go too far. The women's match coming up right after this, the first of. And we're looking forward to the action in that. I tell you what, if the men's game's anything to go by, because I noticed, I watch a bit of NRL, a lot of NRL and a lot of NRLW. The more big hits come from the women's games, I reckon. And I reckon we got a few of those to look forward to in the next game. Yeah, well, the intensity in the Queensland camp, it's been there right from Saturday, and the girls grouped together. And yeah, it's going to be good. We got the hooter there. This scoreline, Mike, doesn't really reflect the contact that was involved early in this game, especially from the affiliated boys. They well and truly led the big hits. And if you're still with us, Silky, we'll go down for a quick final word before we wrap up. Yeah, mate, it's just starting to get a little bit of a drizzle down here, which could affect the girls' game. But like Jumbo said, that didn't reflect the intensity and the contact. Like those hits in the first half, like you're right, they couldn't keep it up. But geez, they were whacking each other and leaving nothing in the sheds. But it looks like out of the Battle of the Nicks, Nick Patterson takes the chocolates in the Queensland versus affiliated states game. But well done to all the boys that turned out today. They've really put their bodies on the line, and hopefully Queensland's injuries aren't too impactful moving forward into State of Origin tomorrow. Thank you, Silky. And Mike, hey, thanks for a good call, mate. We appreciate your time today. It hasn't gone unnoticed, and I think you might be finding yourself a little permanent gig here with Police Rugby League if you would like to take it up. Well, it'd be my pleasure. The pleasure's been all mine today, and been fantastic having you guys here helping do the heavy lifting. And we'll see you back for the women's game. Unfortunately, that's all we got time for this first match. Queensland striking the first blow, getting bragging rights early, 70-0 over the AST side in the first match of the Australian Police Rugby League Championships. Stick around, the women's match right after this.